Today, not surprisingly, Governor Christie out of state again, this time along with Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagno, making the Senate President Steve Sweeney governor for a day. He joked about selling the beach house. Well, don't worry, New Jerseyans, there will be a new governor soon. As a matter of fact, Governor Chris Christie on his way out after almost 2 complete terms, and it got us thinking, what is his legacy going to be? I've called him on Twitter, and a lot of people have joined in, #CorruptChristie, based on the book deal, the gas tax, the millions and millions of dollars that have gone to line the pockets of friends of Chris. Today, to break it all down for you, we've got some special guests. I am joined right now by Matt Rooney, editor of the Save Jersey blog and Jersey lawyer, and Lisa Durden, former professor at Essex Community College and now political commentator, TV personality. Welcome. And Sadaf Jaffer, you are a candidate for office in Montgomery and a lecturer at Princeton. Welcome. Brian, let me start with you. You got a lot of research done on the big man's legacy. We got.
The countdown to the end of the Christie era has begun, and now begins the debate over his legacy. What is going to be the legacy of this governor? Well, a piece written by Bob Hennelly, he wrote this for Insider.com and was later picked up by Salon.com last week, sums it up: Chris Christie's era of misrule, the empty swamp mall and the canceled tunnel. Hennelly argues that Christie's legacy is summed up by his pulling the plug on the Cross-Hudson rail tunnel and supporting and more support for the Meadowlands American Dream, formerly known as Xanadu.
Well, I think I was looking at the fact of where the most concrete had been poured. Anyone paying attention going in and out of New York City has seen this 2 million square foot mall crop up for years now. As I said in the piece, it's a white-collar crime scene visible from space, and the mall never opened. Meanwhile, anyone who's been going through the summer from hell knows that we're dealing with the deferred decision to not confront directly this inability of people to move through and underneath the Hudson in an efficient way.
I think about the gas tax on the backs of working and middle-class New Jerseyans, and I think about all the money that's been spent to line the pockets of these connected insiders, like Jeff Chiesa, former senator, Atlantic City. He had his hand in the till, and now on the bond sale for the State House renovation.
Yeah, look, Bill,
what do you think?
The easy way to say it is we expect politicians to be politicians, but Republicans like myself, independents, a lot of Democrats, we supported this guy to make our lives less expensive, to put our money back in our pockets. He was supposed to turn Trenton upside down. He ended up getting turned around by Trenton.
Sadaf, what do you think?
Well, I think that we expect our leaders to exhibit certain values, and he hasn't done that. And especially, you know, the photo at the beach. If you're going to close a public beach on a public holiday and you're going to deprive the citizens of your state.
So what's his legacy? Is his legacy the gas tax, the book deal, the light rails, I mean, what's his legacy? Or does it all come down to a chair on the beach?
I think it's self-promotion, and that's not what people are looking for.
Why do you not support all this? As a Democrat, you must be thinking, this is fantastic.
Support
this
what?
This guy wrecked the whole Republican Party inside of 8 years.
Well, I mean, I think that most of us really just want the best for our state and for our communities, and that's not what we've gotten.
Lisa, what do you think?
Recently, a poll came out this month that he's at an all-time low in his approval rating by New Jersey residents. 80% of New Jersey residents disapprove of his whole entire governorship. And it's because he's spending the money crazily, and we're having a lot of economic problems. It hasn't changed in 8 years. So this is a huge issue. That's the legacy, that he's at an all-time low.
Polls show that he is the most unpopular governor in the second half of the 20th century. If you go back more than 50 years. Now, there are still 15%, at least according to one poll, Brian, that support him. Who are these 15%?
Think about that. He was at 75, he went to 15, so 60% of New Jerseyans have changed their minds about this guy. I headed up to Morris County, where polls show he still has higher levels of support, 25, 30%. I hit the Jefferson Diner to talk to people, that rare species of New Jerseyan, the Chris Christie supporter.
I still support the governor for a lot of reasons. I think he inherited an impossible job. You're never going to please anybody, but given the things that I think that he's accomplished, you know, over the last 8 years, I think he's done a very good job with the state of New Jersey.
I'm a conservative. Okay, I like what he's trying to cut the taxes for once. I liked working on some of his projects as far as Medicaid, and Medicaid tried to help the people.
Are we looking at it getting worse, Matt? You've got Phil Murphy, that is poised to be the next governor, short of Kim Guadagno really giving him a run for his money, which she may any given Tuesday. But the expectation is that Murphy's going to come in as governor.
Well, that's the extra.
Does it get worse?
Yes, it does. And that's the whole extra layer of awful to this entire thing, Bill. Regardless of whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you should believe that there should be a strong opposition party to raise questions. Not only has Christie eliminated an opposition party by sandbagging Republicans like myself and the candidates I support on a regular basis, but he's also created a view of conservative Republicans that, quite frankly, is false. It's not what people like myself and Bill Spadia believe.
And that's why I support the Green Party. Seth Caperdale, we always talk about how we want to pick the lesser of two evils, as a lot of us voters feel, because, you know, Democrat, Republican, a lot of times there's not a whole lot of options. This Green Party is looking very strong, and I got to tell you, I'm in support of Seth Caperdale. He's going to really do some big, absolutely, he's going to do big things.
With all of the spending, with all that's wrong in Trenton, how does it not get worse if you have a Democrat as governor and a Democrat running both the legislature, both houses of the legislature? Is all of a sudden spending going to be cut miraculously and revenue go up? What happens?
I don't think it's just a matter of what the spending is, but what are you spending it on? And is it being used to, you know, promote things for insiders, or is it going to help the majority of people who live in New Jersey? So that's what I'm hoping.
Do you agree with Murphy? He said taxes are going to need to go up.
Perhaps. I mean, I think that we, as I said, we expect a certain quality of life and certain services.
All of that sounds nice and wonderful, but if you're promising everybody free health care, free pizza every Friday, you're paying for all these things, you have Phil Murphy's proposed budget, which is going to like triple, not double, triple how much New Jersey's going to spend. If nobody can afford to live here, what's the point?
I would love pizza every Friday, but I will tell you, either way, we are on the countdown. Governor Christie, days are numbered. That legacy is sneaking up on you. See what it is.